the pencil and a paper will be given to you so that you can make notes. Only 1 minute time will be given to you so that you can jot down some notes. You may add your feelings, you may add any relevant background, you may add examples, you may add present situation, describe a member of your family you get on well with, why, when, where, how, like that. How to use that 1 minute. So believe me, this 1 minute is a very, very important part. Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you all are doing great. So in the previous lecture where I have introduced the speaking part 1, 2 and 3, I have told you that what all you need to keep in mind when you are giving or taking your actual speaking module or the speaking test. So in the previous lecture, we did discuss about the speaking part 1 in detail, and the most important thing I have shared with you is the 7 extensions, right? The 7 extensions that can help you to extend your answer easily, naturally and confidently on the spot. So because we know that the speaking is all about showing that how well you are communicating in the English language skills. So make sure that you are, if you have not seen, please go to my previous lecture and go through the 7 extension that can help you to extend your answer on the spot, क्योंकि आप one line answer और one word answer तो नहीं दे सकते हैं, right? So just to understand the techniques or the tips that you need to have before answering the question, please go to that previous lecture to understand. Now in this lecture we are going to specifically talk about the speaking part 2. Now the speaking part 2 known as the cue card round. So this is something where the examiner will give you a question in your hand only, right? And after that he will ask you to prepare yourself for a particular time and then you have to speak. Overall, this is all about the speaking part 2. Now let us understand this particular part in detail. So we will understand that what exactly the speaking part 2 is all about, what are the things you will have, what are the things you need to keep in mind, and how you are going to prepare yourself, how you are going to answer and speak for the 2 long minutes. So here we will also be talking about the common errors, right? Because as you know that this is a long talk, here you need to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So some common errors, right, usually students do here. So we will be discussing that. What type of questions we will be getting here? For example, in the speaking part 1 में I have told you कि जितने भी question होंगे, it's all about you and your life, directly, indirectly, सिर्फ आप ही के बारे में होंगे, all the questions like that where you already know the answer. लेकिन speaking part 2 में किस तरीके के questions आते हैं, how, what kind of information and the knowledge you need to have, we will be discussing that. And of course the most important thing, how to structure the answer when you are going to speak for more than 1 minute. आप 1.5 minute बोलेंगे, 2 minutes बोलेंगे, तो आपको अपने आंसर को कैसे स्ट्रक्चर करना है. Of course you cannot speak on the spot something independent sentences or something unstructured like that. No, you need to understand, okay, how I'm going to start, what are the things I'm going to add in between, and how I'm going to finish my answer. So we will be learning that also. And yes, some tips and techniques that can help you to extend your answer, that can help you to speak for 2 long minutes so that you can get the good score. So we will be discussing that in particular slide. So here's the format. The very first thing that you need to understand, see, the speaking part 2 question will look like this. Okay, you will have this cue card in your hand. Now here what happened, this entire process, examiner will give you a question, you will prepare yourself, you will be speaking. The entire process will take 3 to 4 minutes of yours, right? It will take 3 to 4 minutes of yours, right? Not more than that. And here what happened, the examiner will give you a question like a cue card and that has a specific topic printed on it. So जैसे कि ये cue card है, यहाँ पे specific topic दिया है कि describe a situation when you celebrated your achievement. So you will get a topic, a cue card where you will have a specific topic, and along with that specific topic you will have 4 key points. What the achievement was, when you celebrated, how you celebrated it, and explain how you felt about it. So this is how the question will be given to you. एक proper cue card आपके पास होगा. The examiner will give that cue card to you where you will see the specific topic, and based on that specific topic you will have further 4 points, and along with these the 4 points or this particular cue card, the examiner will also give you a pencil and a paper. Now why? Right, the pencil and a paper will be given to you so that you can make notes. So a prep time will be given to you, right? So this prep time, what is it? 1 minute time. Only 1 minute time will be given to you so that you can jot down some notes. So what happened here, ये question आपके साथ होगा. right? Along with that, you will have a paper and you will have a pencil, right? So whatever you wanted to write or whatever you wanted to add in your speak, right, or in your answer, you may add point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4, point number 5 and point number 6. So for this you will have completely 1 minute to prepare, right? So this will be given to you. Then after, you will be asked to speak for 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. You know, you will always see that the examiner will ask you, okay, now you have a time to speak 1 to 2 minutes. So most of the student, the very first mistake they do is कि okay, examiner ने बोला 1 to 2, तो 1 minute होते ही रुक जाते हैं. No, don't do that. If you have, you know, gone through the previous lecture, मैंने कितनी बार आपको वहाँ बताया कि examiner just wanted to see कि आप कितने productivity, you know, you are showing. Cut. That how good you are when you are speaking in English language, how productive you are, how capable you are, right? How you are using your English language skills so that you can give the extended answer or you can speak at a stretch, right? Or you know, for a 2 minutes. So this is what we will be observed, right? Now they also want you to conclude, you know, to conclude the entire process. For example, let's suppose you start describing the achievement that you have celebrated, how you did, what you did, when you did, everything you have done, and then you stop. No, you have to conclude it, right? So this is one of the achievement that I always remember or cherished. So make sure that you are ending also, you are concluding your entire process, right? Now what else you can add? So what happens? See, जब हमारे पास ये question होता है, normally what happens, students, you know, they do is what? They start describing this and they hardly take 30 to 40 seconds to answer all these questions, and they are still left with 1 more minute and they think कि अब क्या मैं बोलूँ, सारे तो points मैंने cover कर दिए. So you are not limited. I mean, the answer is not limited here only, right? So apart from this, you may also add anything which is relevant, like you may add your thoughts about the topic, you may add your opinion, you may add your feelings, you may add any relevant background, you may add examples, you may add present situation, you may add future solution. So apart from those 4 bullet points, you may come up with anything you feel. Let's suppose आपने बताया, okay, the achievement that I have celebrated was this, that. Now you may talk about the future ki I am looking forward to celebrate more achievements in my future. For example, I have many things lined up. So anything which is relevant to the topic, you may add to speak for 2 minutes, right? So you are not limited to that cue card only, but yes, make sure whatever you are speaking should be relevant. Anything which is relevant to the topic, you are absolutely allowed to add. This will also help you to speak for 2 long minutes. Now, the most important thing to keep in mind when you are speaking or you are, you know, structuring your answer, the common mistakes that you are supposed to avoid. Point number 1, do not, you know, speak, I mean, when you are not able to speak for 2 minutes, you know what happened, as I mentioned, कि आपके पास cue card है. See, if you will take your cue card as a question answer round, as we have done in the part 1, कि question पूछा, answer कर दिया. So you will hardly spend 1 minute to answer all these questions, right? You need to describe everything. For example, they ask you, okay, what was the achievement? So instead of saying, well, it was the achievement when I got my degree of master's, no. Well, this is one of the achievements when I have received my master's degree. It was my dream come true, and I always used to have this dream that I'll be going on stage with that proper quote and this and that, right? You are adding, you are describing that situation. You are not only answering, you are describing, you are, you know, you are imagining, like you are creating that picture, okay, something is happening in front of you and you are giving answer. So this will help you to come up with more sentences or more imagination things, right, which will eventually help you to describe a situation. So always remember that you have to speak for 2 minutes. I always suggest my student to speak for 2 minutes, right, so that examiner is understanding ki a student can, you know, easily speak at a stretch. Run out of the thing, right? As I mentioned that, okay, the cue card is not limited. These 4 points, not other things that you are going to speak. Apart from these 4 points, you are absolutely free to add something which is related to the topic, something which is relevant to the topic, right? Informal conversations. Of course, this is not an informal conversation where, you know, you feel like that, okay, you are talking to your friend and you are saying something, right, and then you switch to something else and you are jumping back again and then you're hopping to the another point. No, you are not supposed to do that. You need to have a formal structure. First you will introduce, okay, what you are going to do, and, you know, step by step you are going to give answers. So it's just a formal answer. They wanted to see that how good you are narrating, right, how good you are when you are telling your story or explaining your experience. So make sure that you are using the formal language, the formal tone. Now, as I've told that 1 minute will be given to you. आपको पता है कि आपको एक pen and paper मिलता है for making notes, right? You can make notes here. So sometimes I have seen students, they start writing the long sentence and they feel like, okay, ये sentence मैं बोल दूंगा, इसमें मेरा time निकल जाएगा. No. You are not supposed to write down these sentences when you are making notes. Better you make some bullet points, one point or one word ka point, which will help you to, give you an idea, okay, this is what I'm going to speak next, this is what I'm going to explain next, this is what I'm going to describe next. What happened when you make notes like sentences? So you start reading them instead of speaking, right? And when you start reading your notes, you sounds like you are reading, not like speaking. So you need to keep in mind, this is your speaking test. So make sure you should sound like speaking. तो जब भी आप अपने notes को देखेंगे, you will always sound like reading. So you are not supposed to do that. Okay? And yes, do not panic, because they believe they know anything. Do not panic. They believe they know nothing about the subject. So again, the examiner is not going to judge you on the content or in your knowledge, right? For example, you got a topic and you don't know about it, right? You are a newbie, or maybe you are not very sure about the facts and factual or something like that. Of course, do not to worry, right? It's here, you need not to worry here, because examiner is just going to see that how well you are communicating, right? No matter you are speaking truth, you are speaking lie, you are cooking up the story, or you are telling actually the incident, you are not supposed to worry about, because here examiner only wanted to see when the topic is given to you how well you have planned and how well you are stretching your talk so that you can give the 2 long minute answer. So don't worry about it. Type of questions that you will get. See, here also you will not get any topic where you need to have a subjective knowledge, right? Part 1 may it was directly indirectly about you and your life. Part 2 maybe you will get a question which is the questions like which are related to you somehow, right? They may ask your experience, they may ask something that has happened with you, something that you have experienced. But the topic, like you may get topic something related to the object. जैसे book आ गया, describe a book that you have recently read, right? You have recently read. So here, let's suppose if you are not a book reader, okay, so you can take any book. You can take your subject book also. Okay, recently I have read a book where I came to know so many stuff about the vocabulary, because let's suppose if I'm preparing for my IELTS, so I'm reading these kind of stuff. So you may add that. Book is not always about a novel or a fiction, right? So anything you may add. You may get something related to communication, like events. Okay, describe a piece of advice you recently received. Okay, so something has happened and somebody gave you the advice, or maybe not gave, so you can cook the story on the spot. You may get something related to the activity. Okay, describe me the exercise that you know or you like to do. You may get related to the person. For example, describe a member of your family you get on well with, why, when, where, how, like that, right? You may get again like internet ke upar aa sakta hai. Describe a useful website. When did you use this, and who introduced this website to you, and how it is important to you, what kind of activities students can do on this website. It can be again on event like journey kind of stuff. You will get describe a journey that didn't go as planned. So here you need to understand one thing. Let's suppose whatever the topic you have got, whatever, right? Maybe you are aware, or maybe you have experienced that or not experienced that. One thing that I personally feel that students should not do. Let's suppose they ask you, okay, describe me the time when somebody apologized to you. Let's suppose this is a topic. So this is one of the very big mistakes, that you actually start thinking about that particular incident, then somebody said sorry to you. If you will start, thinking about the actual incident that has happened with you, or maybe you might have experienced, it will take 30 seconds to recall that situation only. So better, instead of, recalling the situation that has happened with you, cook the story on the spot, right? And how you can cook the story on the spot, how you can build that particular structure, I will help you. See, some tips that you need to understand. Don't give it a sudden start, right? For example, okay, describe me the incident when somebody helped you. Okay, well, this was the incident when this happened, that happened. No, well, this is really a good question. I'm going to talk about the incident that has recently happened with me. So always start with a good phrase, always start with a good openers. Do not give a sudden start, do not give a abrupt start. Okay, so make sure that you are starting well. Have always backdrop, right? Very important part. See, let's suppose somebody asks me, okay, describe me the movie that you have seen recently. Okay, and I know that I have to speak for 2 minutes. So let's suppose if I say, well, the recent movie I have seen was Harry Potter, let's suppose, right? So the movie that I have seen recently was Harry Potter. So I don't think so I took more than 5 seconds to introduce the name of the movie, right? So if I give answer this way, 5 seconds में मैंने बता दिया movie कौन सी है, तो my entire cue card will finish in just 45 or 50 seconds में. So here when I am supposed to describe, so always keep in mind that you have to have some backdrops. So instead of saying, well, the recent movie I have seen Harry Potter, I would say that, well, I am working and that too from home, and also I'm a mother of 2. I hardly get time to see movies, but recently my daughter, she was quite fascinated about the movie called Harry Potter, and she she dragged me out from the kitchen and said, no, you have to sit with me, I have to watch movie with me. So yes, the recent movie I have seen with my daughter was Harry Potter. So just to introduce the movie name Harry Potter, I come up with some background information. Well, I'm busy, I'm working, I have 2 kids, and along with that I have to take care of my home also, right? So one day my daughter wants me to sit with her, and she wanted me to sit with her and watch the movie, watch movie with her. So yes, that was a situation where I actually sat for 3 hours and we have seen that movie together. So understand, see, if I'll give the answer directly, I will take hardly 5 minutes. लेकिन मैंने कुछ backdrop या background setting create किया, I took hardly 20 to 25 seconds just to introduce the movie name only. So that kind of strategy you should always have कि आप directly answer नहीं कर रहे हो, आप उससे कुछ if और but लगा के you are just coming with the answer. Don't start with fillers. Well, no, don't start with that. Okay, these are the things that you have to avoid. Stay attentive and avoid rumbling, right? You have to stay attentive. Let's suppose you feel like, okay, you are speaking well and you are very comfortable. Now you are losing your concentration. No, you are supposed to stay attentive, because after the part 2, the examiner may ask you 1 or 2 follow-up question based on your answer. जो भी आपने answer किया है, अगर examiner का मन करेगा तो he or she will ask you, 80 to 90% they will ask you, right? So whatever the answers you are going to give, based on that, they may ask you 1 or 2 follow-up questions. So make sure you are attentive. Rephrase the query sentence. Yes, again, productivity here also. So copying the same question, right, is not very good idea. For example, question tha कि okay, describe me the movie that you have seen recently. आपने बोला okay, the movie that I have seen recently was this. No. Well, there are so many things I have done, in past few days, but yesterday I have seen one of the movie, this. So you are not repeating the same question when you are giving the answer. Make sure you are paraphrasing it. Make sure you are using your own language. You are changing some words to show the variety or to show your productivity. Use phrases, as I've told you, you are not supposed to give a sudden start. You can use some phrases like that. Well, agar aap introduce kar rahe hain, okay, what I'm going to talk about, or this is what I'm going to talk about, use, well, today I would like to talk about da da da. Right? You may say, well, in this talk, I'm going to describe you that how this, right? So you can add with these. I want to tell you about today. I would like to describe or discuss. Well, today I want to give you a short talk on the movie which I have seen recently, right? So this is how you can start with your introduction sentence. Then when you're talking about the body paragraph, body paragraph in terms of when you are going to explain the idea. Okay, this is what I have seen. The Harry Potter I have seen. Now when, where, why. So जब भी मैं इसको idea develop करती हूँ. So the first of all I can use, and why do I like it so much? Well, it is, you may add the reason. Well, to begin with, one of the most interesting thing about that movie was, this is the most important day or the most important event, because this is for the very first time me and my daughter, sat for the entirely 3 hours and we have enjoyed the movie, throughout we have enjoyed. So, you can come up with these phrases which can actually make your speaking quite natural, and of course, you will sound fluent. When you are just ending your talk, when you are done with that, or maybe you are adding some more information, well, this was one of the very, very good event or very good time I have spent or we have spent together. Another reason why I like, right? Moreover, on the, one of the main advantages, or for instance, these are the phrases that can actually help you to connect your information. आपने एक चीज start किया, ठीक है, अब आप दूसरे पे कैसे जाओगे, उसको connect करो. Well, moreover, this is not only the time which we have enjoyed, but also I have realized that having this quality time is very important with kids, right? So a kind of stuff you can add. Okay, so this is how the structure will look like. For example, आपने backdrop से start किया, whatever the topic is given to you, कोई भी topic हो, describe me the recent movie, describe me when somebody apologized, describe me when somebody gave you the advice, right? तो advice कब दिया, मतलब आप कहाँ थे, क्या कर रहे थे, generally लोग आपको advice देते हैं या नहीं देते हैं, how do you take advices, like you can start with these background settings, right? So always come up with some background setting where you need to refer, the event or the topic's environment, or maybe the backdrops. Then come to the main point. What main points? The points are given to you. जितने भी 4 points आपने दिया, आपने introduce किया background setting के साथ, फिर जो 4 points आपने दिया, आपने उनको describe किया, and last but not the least आपने addition किया information को, and then you concluded your answer. Now how to do this? अब most of the students say, okay मैम ये बहुत easy हो गया, चलो आपने बताया backdrop करना है, then आपको information add करनी है, additional information add करनी है, finish करना है. Let's suppose अगर एक कुछ ऐसा topic आ गया जो ना ही हमने कभी experience किया है, or maybe it has never happened with us, right? Let's suppose you got a topic, आपको कुछ आइडिया ही नहीं है, अब मैं 1 मिनट में कैसे एक स्टोरी प्रिपेयर करूँ so that I can speak for 2 long minutes. So don't worry, solution is here only, a very easy solution. So how to use that 1 minute? So believe me, this 1 minute is a very, very important part, right? You are not supposed to take this 1 minute casually, right? You are supposed to use this 1 minute wisely by making some good notes. अब वो notes कैसे बनाने हैं, right? Think for the answer with WH family. So let's suppose मैंने बोला, okay, what was the movie? Describe me the movie which I have seen recently, or which you have seen recently. So I can say, okay, what movie, when movie, where movie, who movie, why, how. So I'll be preparing myself with this WH family, and these WH words will give me idea. Okay, what movie? Well, Harry Potter. How interesting, nice, boring, whatever I want to say, right? I am supposed to write down one word on each bullet point so that I can develop the ideas, right? And then sequence करो कि पहले मैं who का आंसर करूँगा, फिर मैं what का आंसर करूँगा, फिर मैं why का आंसर करूँगा. Like that you can sequence your ideas. Once you prepare with 1 minute, you are absolutely free to see your notes while you are speaking, right? The examiner will not stop you. आपके पास पूरा time है that you can see your notes, but yes, make sure that you are only seeing and speaking. You are maintaining the eye contact. It should not like, okay, you are reading and you are just keeping your eye on the notes only and then you're speaking. No. It's a face-to-face interaction. Why? Because examiner also wanted to see your body language. Examiner wanted to see that how comfortable you are when you are communicating in English language, right? So make sure you are talking, you are communicating instead of reading, right? Hope this helps you out. Thank you all. God bless you.